Alright, hi everybody, welcome back to iQuanta's YouTube channel, and here we are with session number 5. We've completed 4 sessions A, B, C, D, and today we'll be doing E words. Congratulations to you guys, congratulations to me, and I'm happy that we're here. So we've learned so many words till D, and those words have appeared in the exams previously. Now talking about the exams, so if we talk about CAT exam, CUET, CLAT, IPMAT, SSC, CGL, any exam, right? You name it and the words will be there. Because obviously vocabulary is used everywhere, right? So it is important for us to learn vocabulary. Even if you're not preparing for these exams, you can still watch these videos and learn from these videos, right? Obviously vocabulary is a, you know, it's a life skill, right? आपको words आने चाहिए, आपको you must know the way to communicate, right? For example, if you want to say that a particular person cannot be deceived, आप उसको छल नहीं सकते हो. What will you use? What word are you going to use? Right? You must know that you'll say that he is a discerning person, right? जिसका मतलब है this person cannot be fooled, right? So we must know all these things, but before starting with the E words, we will first learn a few words that have appeared, you know, a number of times in exams. ये E words में भी ऐसे बहुत सारे words आपको मिल जाएंगे, but I mainly focus on words जो RC में भी देखने को मिल जाते हैं in the beginning of the class. ठीक है? So let's fly together with JB. So A to Z vocab series, and today we'll be doing E words, but before that we are going to talk about a few words. Let me select the pen and write the words for you. Alright, first word is obdurate. So obdurate is basically somebody. What is it? Think if you know. If you don't know, cool, no problem. So obdurate is when, you know, somebody is being stubbornly you know, refusing. They refuse to change. They refuse to change their opinion about something. These people are called obdurate, or they just don't want to change the course of action, right? So there's a synonym also. Synonym can be obstinate. Obstinate, stubborn भी ऐसे तो एक synonym हो सकता है, but obstinate, an obstinate child is a child who does not want to change. If they want to do a certain thing, they will do it, right? It's like that. इसका antonym, अब now obstinate, obdurate is someone who is not obedient. They do not listen to you. They do not want to change their opinion, course of action, anything. Now think about the antonym. If you can think about the antonym, good. If you can't, go and look for it, right? बस 30, 40, 50 minutes की exercise होती है ये. You must do it, right? Next word can be let's take ubiquitous. Ubiquitous. So ubiquitous is basically it's basically, you know, it's always there, right? It's basically, you know, everywhere. It's so common, it's found everywhere. Something ubiquitous is, you know, present everywhere. So synonym can be, if you have read word power made easy, तो आपको उस पे पता होगा कि omnipresent is the right word. For example, let's say iPhones have become ubiquitous in today's society, right? Everybody has them, so you can find them everywhere. Everybody has it, right? So it's like that. Then we can talk about a word, dogma. Oh, it is the favorite word, I feel. Dogma. Dogma, D-O-G-M-A. So dogma basically, it's a set of principles. It is a set of belief which is actually laid by an authority. These principles, they cannot change. They're obstinate, like they don't want to change. That's dogma. Doctrine is also used as a synonym. Belief is also used as a synonym for dogma, right? You must make your own sentences now, है ना? Then there can be a word polemic, right? So polemic is basically a strong verbal attack on something or someone, right? That's polemic. And it's a noun basically. It's a noun. So you can say a polemic attack on somebody, like being polemic, remaining polemic. It's like that. So when you speak harshly about someone or something, or to someone or something, that is polemic, right? Verbal attack. It's like that, right? Okay, so 4 words here and we're good to go. Let's explore today's E words. So we see that in all of these words, exemplary, exonerate, exorbitant, expedite, explicit, we have X as a common, as common, EX as common letters. Now EX means out, or former, or beyond, extraordinary, जैसे कि, right, or beyond. Now basically X, formal, like your X, right? It's like that. So now all of these words will be related to these things only. Out, something is not happening or something is being taken out, right? So let's begin. So exemplary, serving as a perfect model or example, or something commendable. So basically something so good. अगर हम ये सारे words को हटा दें, perfect model and everything, so something so good and so outstanding is basically exemplary. So exemplary, let's say example, you can learn it like example, you can think of it like example plus ary, which means related to. So basically itna outstanding, something that's so outstanding that you can actually give its example, right? Other forms can be exemplarily, which is an adjective, exemplarity, noun. Synonyms can be commendable, admirable. So admirable, exactly, you can give an example. Praiseworthy, model. Antonyms can be unworthy, disreputed, and poor. Sentence, for example, her exemplary performance is the debate earned her a standing ovation. So now you guys, either you can write my sentences that are written on the screen, either you can write your own sentences. And if you will write your own sentences, that would actually help you more, right? Because it will write sentences related to your life, okay? Something that you can relate with, all right? Okay. Exonerate. Now exonerate, if we break it out, so X is basically out plus onus, O-N-U-S, which means a burden or a responsibility, right? So आपको समझ आ रहा है, right? Anyway, to clear from blame or accusation. So basically to free from burden or to free from a heavy load. A blame and accusation is a heavy load, right? So exonerate is when you get free from something, whether it will be something negative always. Burden, blame, accusation, a responsibility that you feel ki I was not able to fulfill, right? Exoneration, exonerate are the other forms. Exonerate basically is a verb, right? Absolve, acquit, vindicate, clear are the synonyms. Convict, condemn and blame are the antonyms. If you can think of more synonyms, more antonyms, write those as well, right? The new evidence served to exonerate the wrongly accused man, obviously. Alright, next word is going to be exorbitant. So exorbitant is unreasonably high, like बहुत ही out of the box, out of the box high. So X again is out, and then orbit is basically it's the track path, right? It's the orbit of something, Earth's orbit, like that. So track path, right? Out, so basically something out of the orbit. So unreasonably high is usually referring to price, referring to demand. So it's like that. Always remember this, okay? All right, so now don't confuse this word with exuberant. So exuberant basically is overflowing, basically overflowing of energy, right? And this is unreasonably high, right? So uber in this exuberant, uber is basically over, right? It's over. And yeah, so other forms can be exorbitantly, excessive, outrageous, unreasonable and inflated are the synonyms. Reasonable, moderate, fair can be the antonyms. The hotel charged an exorbitant fee for a simple breakfast. Oh yes, they do that. Alright, expedite. Expedite is to spread up the process or make something happen sooner. So X again out, so it's there. So something came out of hidden layers, and then it's at all the places, right? It's in front of everybody. So speed up the process or make something happen sooner, right? It's out of the layers and it's there, right? So expedite की अगर हम बात करें, so basically idiomatically you can say to fast track something, right? To fast track something, right? Something is so speeded up that it's there in front of everybody. It's something that happens sooner, quickly, in a fast track speed. That's expedite. Now other forms can be expedited, expediting. Synonyms can be accelerate, hasten, fast track, facilitate. Facilitate, delay, hinder, slow down, right? Slowing down, not letting it being there in front of everybody, right, is basically hinder or slow down. The company hired extra staff to expedite the shipment process because they wanted everything to happen in a click. Explicit, clearly or directly stated, leaving no room for doubt. Basically something that is said straightforward to your face, right? So explicit is when, let's say, I went with my mother somewhere, or my father, let's say my mother, and I was doing something stupid. I wanted to buy everything in the market and I was like, I want this, I want this, I want this. So instead of showing me those big eyes, she explicitly said that shut up, otherwise I'll screw you, right? Left, right, center. So it was like too explicit in front of everybody. She said it, so I could understand it. But अगर वो मुझसे बोलती नहीं कुछ साफ शब्दों में और सिर्फ मुझे आंखें दिखाती वो गुस्से वाली, तो वो क्या हो जाता? Implicit. क्या हो जाता? Implicit. There was evidence that she showed me that angry face with her white eyes. It was there. It was evident, it was logical, but she did not say anything. But I still could understand that, okay, yes, right. I need to shut up now, otherwise ghar jaake, right? Okay, so explicit is in front of everybody, clearly stated. Other forms can be explicitly, explicitness, and clear, definite, ambiguous, precise, unambiguous, not ambiguous. Ambiguous is like confused. Can be the synonyms, and vague, ambiguous, implicit can be the antonyms. The teacher gave explicit instructions on how to complete the assignment. So unspoken or implied, unspoken, implied meaning जैसे होता है, implied meaning of something, जैसे कि आपको questions में RC में ऐसे questions आते हैं, inference based questions आते हैं, उनमें आपसे what is implied by this statement, इस तरीके के questions पूछे जाते हैं आपसे inference में you have to understand explicit and implicit, right, ideas like that. Alright, next words are extricate, exalt, expatriate, and exigent. So we can again see that XXX, so out, former, and beyond are the root words here. Moving on, so extricate says to free someone or something from difficulty, entanglement, or constraint. So difficulty, entanglement, and constraint, that means this person might be in a problem, so to free someone from this. So X is out, and let's think about tricate as tricky. So getting out of a tricky situation is extricate, right? Idiomatically you can say getting out of a tight spot, right? So basically getting out of a spot which was difficult to breathe at, right? Difficult situation, entangled, right? You are you're choked, so you get out of that tricky situation. That's extricate. It's a verb. Other forms can be extrication, which is a noun. Synonyms can be free, release, disentangle or detangle, deliberate, liberate, not deliberate. Deliberate is doing something intentionally is deliberate, or deliberate doing. Antonyms can be entangle, ensnare, trap. Trap, yeah, because it's we are releasing somebody, so yes, trap. Sentence can be the firefighters managed to extricate the kitten from the narrow pipe. Yeah, all right. Then there's exult. So to rejoice or show great happiness, especially after a success. So basically jumping out of happiness is exult. And now do not confuse exult with exalt, AXALT, because it has alt, and alt means altitude, which means to raise, right? So exalt is basically to raise something up, right? So exalt is different and exult is different. Okay? To rejoice, exultation, exultant, exultantly, adverbs, adjectives, and nouns. Write these down. If you feel like writing them down, write them down. Okay? Synonyms are rejoice, celebrate, revel, glory, mourn, grief, and lament are the antonyms. So if you are there on our WhatsApp community, IPMAT ka WhatsApp community, or whatever exam you are preparing for, CAT, CUET, or whatsoever, you can comment it down. We'll send you a link of our WhatsApp community. It's a free community in which we provide a lot of things, right, which can actually help you prepare for exams. So we can actually, what we can do is we can send you guys can actually send whatever the notes you make to us on our WhatsApp community, and you can ask your doubts and everything there. So if you want the link of that WhatsApp community, you can comment down below, like WhatsApp community link, question mark, like that. Okay, so we'll understand and we'll send it to you. Fans exulted after their team won the championship. So you do not just use this word that I was so happy when Team India won the cricket match, the World Cup. You can say I was exulted, right? I was rejoiced. I was in great happiness, right? So let's start using better words. Expatriate. Now it can be a noun also and it can be a verb also, right? Noun, a person living outside their native person. So expatriate. Patriotism, आपको पता है, patriot is a deshbhakt, right? Expatriate is basically, now this patriot is out of the country. So a person living outside their native country is an expatriate. So, and verb, to send someone away from their native country to choose to live abroad. So ये ही verb form हो जाती है. For example, the company expatriated the employees to some other country, right? So basically they sent them away, right? So someone who resides in a foreign country or the act of leaving one's own country to live elsewhere is expatriate. Expatriation. Now you see, so far we've learned so many words that every word has a hint to what it means, right? So knowing the root words is actually, it's very important. It's something magical, I feel, right? Even if you haven't seen the word, you can still figure out ki kya hai na? Immigrant, emigre, exile are the synonyms. Native, local, resident can be used as the antonyms and as nouns. Sentence, many expatriates form close communities in their adopted countries, which is so obvious, everybody does that. Verb form, he expatriated to Singapore for better career opportunities. Alright, so it can be a noun and a verb both. अब हो सकता है ये verb होता और उसको noun बनाने के लिए वो expatriating कर देते, but no, they decided कि expatriating से better है expatriate. So why am I saying expatriating? So let me tell you one small grammar rule. Shall I tell it? Okay, not a rule, but let me just say it. So जब भी किसी verb में ing लग जाता है, so it becomes a gerund. It becomes a gerund, and gerund is basically a verb acting as a noun. Alright? Okay. हम इसके बारे में बहुत कुछ पढ़ चुके हैं already if my students are watching this. Anyway, okay. Exigent. So exigent is basically urgent, requiring immediate attention or pressing. So you need to exigent. Let's take it like exit urgently, right? So you need to take actions immediately. For example, you are here, something happens 2 kilometers away with some of your relatives or whatsoever, you'll have to exit urgently and you'll have to take immediate actions. That's exigent. Okay, basically it's a critical or it's a sensitive time, right? So exit plus urgently is exigent, right? So basically something is being so pressing, so pressurizing, so in need of your immediate attention that you must act now, right? So अब हम समझेंगे कि exigent और urgent. अब आप कहोगे मैम urgency भी तो वही होता है ना. So exigent basically formal, it is used formally for usually for a situation, for a bad situation. So exigent उसलिए use होता है, और urgent is basically a general word. Urgent or urgency, it's a general word. हो सकता है मैं अपने घर पे हूँ and I have guests at my home and my friend has arrived at the station and she did not tell me कि I am coming. She wanted to surprise me, but now she has reached there and she is unable to book any Uber, Ola, anything, and there's no local vehicle also because of chakka jam. Chakka is basically tire. Okay, so now she calls me up. Now I am in an urgent situation, right? It's a general situation, but it's still urgent because my guests are here, so I have to tell them कि मुझे urgency है, right? And I have to go and pick my friend up, right? So this is the difference, all right? Okay, so other forms can be exigency, exigently, urgent, pressing, critical, imperative can be the synonyms. Antonyms can be unimportant, trivial, non-urgent. The rescue team responded quickly to the exigent circumstances caused by the flood. So see, the sentence also tells that it is a situation, it's a formal, serious situation, right? Alright, next words are esoteric, ebullient, edify, effervescent, eccentric, and egregious. Let's see. So esoteric is basically intended for or understood by only a small group with specialized knowledge. So basically, when something is understood by a small group only, maybe it can be an art, it can be literature, it can be philosophy, let's say, it can be it can be any concept that is understood, let's say spiritual concept, some things that can be understood by only a group, right? Obviously not everybody can understand spirituality, not everybody can understand art and literature, right? So something esoteric is basically something which is understood by a small group. Now there is this word you must have heard called cryptic. So cryptic and esoteric, both of these words are things that are hard to understand, right? Not everybody can understand, but cryptic is like deliberately mysterious or obscure to basically hide the meaning of something, like let's say a code, let's say, or maybe a riddle, right? So it is cryptic. A riddle is cryptic. Nobody, it is deliberately hidden. Nobody wants you to decode it. Nobody wants you to get through that riddle. So हम जब riddles करते भी हैं and we give it to someone कि देखो ये कर, so we don't want them to know it. So it is bit deliberately, it is hidden, mysterious, not understood, not known by everybody, right? And हम छुपा के भी रखना चाहते हैं. It's like that. Now esoteric is basically it's understood by a small group, right, with specialized knowledge. So cryptic हुआ deliberate, right, deliberately mysterious, और हमारा esoteric हुआ कि भाई कुछ लोगों को ही एक specialized knowledge है, ठीक है? It's like that. So synonyms can be obscure, obstruse, cryptic, arcane. So इसका reference समझ लेना पर. Antonyms can be simple, clear, straightforward. Alright? Okay, next is ebullient, which means cheerful, enthusiastic, or full of energy. For example, idiomatically we can say bursting out with joy or bursting with joy, right? That's ebullient. You must have heard this, this idiom, that she was bursting with joy. So she was not literally bursting with joy, but figuratively she was like very happy, full of energy and all. So other forms can be ebullience, which is a noun. Ebulliently is an adverb. Exuberant, high-spirited, lively, buoyant is a synonym. Gloomy, gloomy, sad, tenebrous, dull, apathetic can be the antonyms. She entered the room with an ebullient smile that instantly lifted everybody's mood. So we did not see the sentence. The professor's lecture on quantum entanglement was so esoteric that most students looked puzzled. Yeah. All right. So edify is to instruct or improve someone morally or intellectually, right? So basically building, minds like you build buildings, right? So building minds like buildings, to instruct, to uplift, right? To morally improve someone, or to literally construct their knowledge or character. That's edify. Not everybody does that to other people, but I am glad that my mentor did it to me, right? So basically, when you help, when you want to build someone's character and everything, you want to build them strong, knowledgeable, that their aura actually spreads. It's like that. Okay. All right. So synonyms, other forms can be edification, edifying, enlighten, educate, uplift, instruct, are the synonyms. Antonyms can be mislead, corrupt, degrade. So mislead, corrupt से मुझे याद आया. So this actually happened with one of my friends. She joined a good company. She did her MBA from IIM Indore, and she actually got a good package, and she went to a good named company, known company. I wouldn't name the company obviously, but yeah. So she went there, she stayed on their plant in a suburb, and there she was doing well, and the senior who was training her actually got threatened by the way she was working, and he stopped teaching her anything. It was because he did not want her to grow that fast, because she's a fast learner, she's intelligent, but this person did not want her to grow. So it's like misleading, it's like corrupting someone, it's like degrading them, or it's like not letting them upskill. Because our seniors, because हम कैसे सीखते हैं, we learn from our seniors, we learn from our teachers, we learn from sources available, right? इंटरनेट पे जितनी बातें लिखी हैं वो सब सच नहीं होती हैं, हमको भी पता है. So not, internet can not teach you everything, right? It can teach you a lot, but not everything, है ना? So we do need people in our life, but somebody doing something like that, and that too so senior, is like surprising. Now let's talk about it more. Edify is basically to change, right? To change, to improve, sorry, I'm so sorry, to improve, right? To construct somebody, unka character, unka knowledge and everything. And modify, you must have heard, we modify our cars, right? So we basically change, right? To change is to modify. People actually make Ferraris out of Honda Cities. Actually, trust me, I've seen this in Dehradun. So one person actually did that. So you change everything. Though up andar baithoge, you will understand that it's not a Ferrari, but bahar se you think that it's a Ferrari, right? One person actually changed his, so Dehradun mein it's like very common. So one person changed his XUV 300 into a Hummer. I know, that's surprising. Okay, so the documentary was both entertaining and edifying, teaching valuable lessons about history, is the sentence. Okay, one second. So edify is like to constructing, ठीक है. Now there's a word, edifice. Edifice, you must have heard. So edifice is basically, you know, it's a large building, right? It's so huge, it's basically very big. So a large imposing building is edifice. Okay, और ऐसा नहीं कि सिर्फ it's about the building only, but you know, बहुत ही, when you build something very, you know, in a very large way, that can be also used as edifice. All right, next word is effervescent. Effervescent. एक तो मुझे ये word बहुत अच्छा लगता है, effervescent, and one word that I love is condescending. I don't know why do I like it, but maybe because जैसे condescending, condescending, it has ESC, right, इस word में, and this word also has ESC in it. So I don't know, I like such words. I have got to understand, and you will also understand that there are a few words that you really like. For example, vulnerable is one word that I like. Though I am not at all condescending, I am a very modest person, I am a nice person. That's so modest of me. Okay, but I am not a condescending person for sure. But vulnerable is one word that I like. Though I am not that vulnerable, still I like the word. So you will also figure out that what kind of words you like. Okay, so giving off bubbles is a literate meaning, and lively enthusiast is the figurative meaning of effervescent. Basically क्या? Bubbly. Bubbly. Somebody is lively, somebody is bubbly, right? So that is effervescent. Other forms can be effervescence, effervesce, can be the verb. Bubbly, sparkling, vivacious, animated can be the synonyms. Flat, lifeless, dull. That's, you know, they are the antonyms. Unexcited. Sentence, his effervescent personality, which means bubbly personality, made him the life of every party. So this sentence actually reminds me of one of my friends, Roshan. I met him on a yoga tour, and this person is so lively. He's a short guy, like, you know, but very cute, very intelligent, like extremely intelligent, good coach, fitness coach, very good. Alright, अब जब भी ऐसा कुछ याद आया ना, जब भी ऐसे कोई words देखो, जैसे effervescent actually reminds me of Roshan. So you must also write words, write names of people, जो कोई word आपको याद दिलाता है उनकी. जैसे condescending एक word है. So if you know somebody condescending is basically somebody who thinks that I am the best, I'm on the top of the world, and they see everybody else as inferior. वो होता है condescending, right? So if you know somebody like that, you can write their name, है ना? Now, eccentric is unconventional if you look at the adjective, and slightly strange. Basically, थोड़ा crack, not crack, like these people are not irrational or harmful. They're just, you know, they're just strange, they're just quirky, right? Eccentric, they are different than the normal people you see, and abnormal is the new, you know, is the new extraordinary. It's the new, you know. So a person with unconventional habits. Now basically these people march on their own drums, right? अपनी धुन में मस्त रहते हैं. These are eccentric people, unconventional, bohemian. Can be the synonym also. ठीक है? Eccentrically, eccentricity, other forms, and unconventional, quirky, peculiar, odd, other synonyms. Antonyms can be conventional, normal, ordinary. देखा? So basically extraordinary people are eccentric. So bohemian style, if you must have seen, bohemian curtains, pillow covers and everything, they are so pretty, so different than our usual curtains and usual these pillow covers, right? Cushion covers. The artist's eccentric style made her stand out in the conservative town. See, the old man was a lovable eccentric who wore mismatched shoes. It's like that. So it's not a negative word. Even after being strange and quirky, these people are loved, right? So as I said, not irrational, not harmful at all. ठीक है, जैसे कि if you've seen this series Young Sheldon, so Sheldon is an eccentric person, Einstein is eccentric, so like that. All right, next, egregious, outstandingly bad or shocking. Now this word egregious has gone through, you know, an extremely dramatic change in the world, in, you know, with time. Why? Because it used to be remarkably good pehle, remarkably good, egregious, and now it is like outstandingly bad. That's so sad, na? Yeah, this is how you changed. All right, egregiously, egregiousness are the other forms. Flagrant, atrocious, appalling, glaring. Minor, trivial and insignificant are the antonyms. Minor, trivial, unimportant, right? Insignificant are the antonyms. Now, आउटस्टैंडिंगली बैड है सम कुछ, तो वो ट्रिवियल कैसे, मतलब एंटोनिम कैसे हो सकता है ट्रिवियल, इसका सिनोनिम क्यों नहीं है ये, राइट? ये हमारे दिमाग में आ सकता है. सो यहाँ पे ये इट इज़, मतलब ये लिखा है, बट रिमार्केबली गुड, सो सम पीपल स्टिल सी इट लाइक दैट. सो इसका एंटोनिम अभी भी ये हो सकता है, राइट? अगर हम रिमार्केबली गुड की तरह देखें, बट अब तो ट्रैवल कर चुका है, सो स्टिल यू कैन फाइंड बेटर synonyms and antonyms for this particular word. So the referee's egregious error cost the team, like outstandingly bad or shocking error cost the team the championship. So sad. बताओ क्या किया था उस बेचारे ने, हैं? All right. Okay, so here we end the class. Let's talk about some more words, 2-3 more words. So there are words like ephemeral. There are words like epitome or epitome. There are words like epilogue. Epilogue. It's G actually. There are words like epiphany. Epiphany. So if you solve parajumbles and you have solved like a number of parajumbles from previous year papers, so आपने epiphany parajumbles में बहुत बार देखा होगा, epitome आपने देखा होगा, ephemeral आपने देखा होगा, right? So ये जो है इन सभी words में you see that EP is the root word. So EP basically means after or upon, right? Like सबसे ऊपर या after, right? So epiphany, ephemeral, epitome, these are some words जो आपने बहुत commonly सुने होंगे. हो सकता है अभी आपको इनका मतलब याद नहीं आ रहा होगा, बट ये कुछ ऐसे वर्ड्स हैं जो RCs में देखे जाते हैं. एपिलॉग हो सकता है, आपको पता हो नहीं पता हो, बट आई वॉन्ट यू टू गो सर्च, राइट दीज वर्ड्स ऑल्सो, राइट? आपने सुने हैं, आई नो, बट हो सकता है अगर आपको याद नहीं है तो एक बार रिवाइज कर लो, ठीक है? ऑल द बेस्ट, सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट सेशन. इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट्स, एनीथिंग, any question, you can write it in the chat box, in the comment box, and we'll reply ASAP. All right, bye bye, see you.